On December 20th, 1968, a young couple went out on their first date. They wanted privacy, so they drove toward Lake Herman in California. In the car were 16-year-old Betty Lou Jensen and 17-year-old David Faraday. They had no idea that a stranger was following them. When they stopped near Lake Herman, another car pulled up behind them. The man inside ordered Betty and David to step out. When they refused, he fired a shot at their car's back wheel to scare them. Terrified, they ran out of the car, but the man shot both of them. David was hit in the head and Betty was shot 5 times in the back. After this horrifying scene, the killer quickly escaped. This was the beginning of the search for one of the most notorious serial killers of the 20th century, the Zodiac Killer. The Zodiac Killer terrorized the San Francisco area during the late 1960s and early 1970s. He would send letters to newspapers and police, bragging about his murders and challenging authorities with mysterious coded messages. After the first 2 murders, the killer disappeared for 6 months. But on July 4, 1969, Independence Day in the U.S., he struck again. 18-year-old Darlene Ferrin and 16-year-old Michael McGough went out to buy fireworks. They noticed that a strange car seemed to be following them. To avoid it, they turned into the parking lot of Blue Rock Springs Park. But the stranger followed and parked behind them. At first, it seemed like he had left, but then he returned, blocked their car, and stepped out with a flashlight. Thinking he was a police officer, they relaxed for a moment, until the man suddenly opened fire. Darlene died instantly, but Michael survived with serious injuries. 3 children nearby saw the attack and called the police. Michael was able to give a description of the shooter, helping police create a sketch. The most shocking part came that same night at 12:40 a.m., when the police department received a mysterious phone call. The caller did not speak much but hinted he was responsible. This was the Zodiac Killer's first direct call to the police. About a month later, on August 1, 1969, the Zodiac Killer sent letters to 3 different newspapers. In these letters, he claimed responsibility for the Lake Herman murders and the Blue Rock Springs attack. To prove he was telling the truth, he included details only the police knew, such as the number of shots fired, bullet types, and clothing of the victims. He also sent a coded message and demanded that it be printed in the newspaper or he would kill again. Police sent the cipher to intelligence agencies, but they couldn't crack it. However, the next day, a couple from San Francisco solved it at home. The message said, "It is so much fun. It is even more fun killing people than killing wild animals in the forest. Man is the most dangerous animal." He also said he believed in an afterlife and that everyone he killed would become his slaves after death. 2 months passed with silence. Then, on September 27, 1969, the Zodiac attacked again. A college couple, Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard, were having a picnic at Lake Berryessa. They noticed a man approaching them wearing a black hood with a strange symbol on it, the Zodiac symbol. He pulled out a gun and demanded money and car keys. Brian only had 75 cents, which he handed over. The killer then tied their hands with rope and stabbed them repeatedly. Thinking both were dead, he left a message on their car door with the date, location, and weapon he used. A fisherman found the injured couple. Cecilia later died in the hospital, but Brian survived and gave detailed information to the police. Just like before, the Zodiac made another phone call that same evening, giving exact details of the attack. Police started noticing patterns in his killings. He targeted young couples. Most attacks happened on weekends or holidays. He preferred night or late evening attacks. He bragged about the murders, almost challenging the police. Most attacks were near known dating spots. Many attacks involved cars. Most crime scenes were near water. These patterns suggested he might have hatred or jealousy toward couples. Interestingly, out of the last 3 attacks, 2 male victims survived, but his next attack broke all patterns. On October 11, 1969, the Zodiac hailed a taxi driven by Paul Stein at 9:30 p.m. He asked to go to Presidio Heights. When they arrived, the Zodiac shot Paul point-blank, cut a piece of his shirt, and walked away. 2 children watching from a nearby building saw everything and called the police. Police rushed to the area and even walked past the Zodiac without realizing it. They had been told to look for a black suspect due to a communication error. The Zodiac was white, so they ignored him. Had they stopped him, they would have seen bloodstains on his clothes. Soon, the killer sent another letter giving exact details of the murder and included the piece of Paul's shirt as proof. This time he threatened to attack a school bus, causing widespread panic. Police followed school buses for weeks, but no attack happened. The Zodiac continued sending letters, and even called a TV station demanding to talk to a famous lawyer. Throughout the show, he kept calling, giving strange answers. Later, authorities discovered these calls were not from the real Zodiac, but from a mentally unstable patient at a hospital. In more letters, the Zodiac sent another difficult cipher. This one could not be solved for 50 years, until it was cracked by codebreakers in 2020 using computer software. Strangely, the message did not reveal his identity, only confirming the TV call was fake. In one of his long letters, the Zodiac claimed he had built a bomb in his basement. This gave police one important clue. He likely lived in a house with a basement, something rare in the San Francisco Bay Area. This hinted he might not live inside the main city. Months later, in March 1970, the Zodiac tried to kidnap a woman named Kathleen Johns on Highway 132. She managed to escape. When police showed her the Zodiac sketch, she immediately recognized him. For the next few years, the Zodiac continued sending letters and ciphers, some about murders, some random movie reviews. In one letter, he even provided a supposed bomb location, but no bomb was ever found. His final known letter arrived on January 30, 1974, where he claimed he had killed 37 people. Police believed this number was exaggerated. They confirmed only 5 murders matched his pattern. Investigators, including CIA experts, studied his behavior and concluded he might have military training. Footprints at crime scenes matched military-grade wing walker boots. His knowledge of ciphers also suggested military or technical background. Police suspected several people over the years. One major suspect was Arthur Lee Allen. He had a military background and suspicious items, including a watch with the Zodiac symbol. But his handwriting and fingerprints did not match. Another suspect, Richard Gajkowski, looked like the Zodiac sketch, but again, no hard evidence matched. In total, police investigated around 50 suspects, but none perfectly fit the profile. Even though the case became extremely famous, the true identity of the Zodiac Killer remains a mystery to this day. Who was he? Why did he kill? What was his real motive? No one knows.